Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because we're in limbo, guys, just waiting for the next shoe to drop and waiting for the debt ceiling nonsense to get settled, waiting to hear if the Fed's going to raise interest rate. Just kind of limbo, okay? And, it's been a long time, but I needed to right the wrongs and take you guys out again to feel it? Mom yoga. Oh, God. I feel better. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, My Patriot Supply, and I will talk about them later. But guys, all this talk about the debt ceiling and the talks are on, the talks are off. No, they're back on now. It's great. Is complete nonsense. Okay? We are in such a time right now that, do you understand just the fact that they're not working on this 24/7 says how unimportant this is to them with this whole thing. And that, if you read the comments, about 90% of you think that they're going to solve this the last minute like they always do, and they're just going to raise it and that's going to be the end of it. It's not a way to run a business. It's not a way to run a country. And the fact that now we're seeing global stories from around the world, the UK and all these other places where this is being, affecting other countries now. And give you an idea of how bad things can get. China just did basically a margin call and called all these loans in with people and said, you need to start paying us. Mongolia, Laos, Zambia, I know I'm forgetting somebody else, but basically these very poor countries, and says, hey, it's time to pay up. No more free ride, and now they have to, and they don't have the money. And they're talking about how their tax dollars are completely being used to pay and service the debt. That is where we're at right now in this country. 20% of the money that we're bringing in right now is to service the debt that we have right now. Okay? Just because interest rates ran up. So many people in construction right now are telling me how bad it is, how they're getting slow paid on everything. Projects that are funded and people don't want to pay them. It's very interesting how they're concerned about different stages and people that are in later stages that are trying to get things done earlier so they can pay, like exterior improvements. They just, they're worried about this, rightfully so. All of the foreclosure buddies of mine are telling me that residential properties are barely moving. If somebody's done a reverse mortgage, those people are getting foreclosed up on it. There's a death and the family can't take over the house. Those places, the foreclosure sales are going through. But it takes a tremendous amount of, effort on your part not to pay your bills and not to negotiate with the bank to have them actually sell your house right now. That's crazy right now. So we're seeing some really, really delayed times that are about to end right now. They really are. And these countries that have to pay China, this is bad. China's not in a good way, guys. Their gross domestic product is down. Everything is off with China. You can talk about how great they're doing. No way. But to call in the debt of the poorest countries, okay, great. Okay. Here's a couple things that go to sign of the times. First things first, real estate. Everybody wants to tell me how the real estate market is doing great right now, but it's not. Here in Southern California, there's a very high-end real estate company called Villa Real Estate. And, they're players. They're a huge real estate company, but they deal with really high-end properties. Not anymore. Last year, they did $2.6 billion in sales. They're closing, guys. They're done. There's 127 agents that they have to let go right now, and they're scrambling to find a place to hang their shingle right now. So it's a matter of time until this starts to happen more and more. They cannot service their debt. They cannot handle the rent. They cannot handle running their business right now. Why is that? Real estate's great. You're talking fantasy land here. This is the greatest real estate market on the planet Earth, and villa real estate can't make it. And again, this place is done, and it's awful that this happens during times like this. And this is the calm before the storm. Talking to my friends in Vegas, talking to my friends in other states, you're going to see more and more of this. It's just a matter of time. Now, California layoffs, they're at a 60% high right now. More bosses laid people off in March than they did in the last 27 months. It's awful. 236,000 people got laid off right now. Okay? In California. It's a huge, huge number, and they're talking about how the job listings in California, that there's only a little over 900,000 job listings right now. And that's, guys, that's everything. That's the baristas. That is everybody right now that's looking for work. So, this is not good right now. And if you get yourself, into the realistic mindset that business could get worse from here, you're going to be a much better off person. It's all about getting yourself to a realistic spot right now. And, I have a lot of people that are like, oh, everything's great, everything's perfect, and you don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Doom and Gloom. Okay, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to be realistic. Lunch with a friend of mine yesterday who had a health scare, and we were talking about business and his company and everything. And, I've known this guy since I was 14, and really fit guy, mountain biker, and had some swelling in his hands, and his wife says, hey, go to the doctor. Hey, this is your heart. So they did a stress test, and he's got a valve issue. Okay, so the 2 weeks from the stress test to getting the diagnosis was awful. But it's like, man, oh man, this is it. This is just making sure everything's in order. And he's fine. It's going to be medicated to solve his problem. So he's going to be okay. There's no surgery. He gets to mountain bike. He gets to go live his life and do all this stuff. But he's one of the lucky ones, guys. What warning sign is it going to take you guys to get everything in order? Clean out the trash, guys. Get rid of the bad people in your life. Get rid of clients that are no good. If you have people that are just stringing you along, not treating you with respect, get rid of them. Do yourself a favor. Just cut ties. Cut ties, collect the money, do what you can do, and just move on. You'll be better off, because what's going to happen is it's going to get worse right now. Cut out negative people out of your life. Cut out the people that don't believe in what you're doing. Now, you could be crazy. You could be one of these people that thinks you're going to own a spaceship and you're going to, hang out with Jeff Bezos. I'm not talking lunacy. I'm talking about realistic business goals. Have them. And I was telling my friend about my other friend that, didn't put his business deal together and how it was the greatest thing ever. And my friend's like, yeah, who would do this right now? What we're heading into is something that we've never seen before. Why is it with all these layoffs? And with real estate firms like Villa Real Estate, okay, them going out of business, guys, that's insane. That is absolutely unbelievable that this high-end real estate agency that did over $2 billion in sales can't make it. Okay, they're not selling, slumlord, condos and the low end stuff, high end properties that they cannot make it on. So, sign of the times, guys. Let's talk about our sponsor, My Patriot Supply. One thing that the last 3 years have taught us is that there are times that there's going to be shortages of food, shortages of supplies, and you don't want your family to be victim of this. One thing that you can do to have emergency food is look at My Patriot Supply. If you go to foodwithdan.com, they have set up a tremendous deal where you can save on the wonderful food at My Patriot Supply, and they will give you free gifts for the more you buy, the more you'll get. You can get water filtration items, and you can get energy bars and things like that that store really well. But whether you want to buy a few weeks of food or a year's worth of food, it's there. I have tasted this stuff. It's fantastic, and I highly recommend that you go to foodwithdan.com. But guys, have an emergency supply of food. We've all stored, we've all gotten extra food to keep in the house, but what if something happened and you had, a major catastrophe? You don't want to be a victim of this, and you want to make sure that your family's protected. It's very inexpensive, but the most important thing is the food is real, it tastes great, and take a look at foodwithdan.com today. Uh, you know, do this now while you still can. To continue the discussion with real estate, here's a couple things. There's a great article below about how affordable housing is done. It's non-existent, not here in Southern California, but in the entire United States. People cannot afford homes right now. They cannot afford to buy a new home. They cannot afford to buy an existing home. The next problem that you're going to see is jobs, which we just talked about. People getting laid off, they're not going to be able to afford anything. So with this construction and with the unaffordability of real estate, where do you fix this? And right now, it is better to rent right now than it is to purchase a home. It really is. I really think that everybody I've talked out of it, everybody I've sent over to Drayton Nay over on TikTok to have him, show you everything that's for sale. People don't want to look at this. I spoke with the people at foreclosure.com, busier than ever, guys. Nationally, they have their fingerprint, on all this stuff, and they know that what's going on, and it's only growing, guys. So, Santa Ana, California, high-end real estate. A building was sold in 2018. They spent millions of dollars in Santa Ana, California. It's right on the corner of Santa Ana and Costa Mesa. They spent millions of dollars to renovate the building. They're going to rip the building down now because they can't get tenants. So now they want to build a hub, a technology hub there. And they think that that's going to be more profitable than the office building. Okay, only problem is you need startups for stuff like that. You need businesses for that. And I don't think that Santa Ana is not the place that I would think of. One thing I was going to do was start a hub like this. And in 2018, 2019, we're trying to get a location donated for this. And had the name, had everything all set up, had the management team. And but we needed to be in certain areas so that you could have medical and technology and things like that. We needed Irvine, Tustin, the higher end cities. Santa Ana, I don't know if it's going to do it. I really don't. And you can sit there and say, oh, Santa Ana is a great city. It is, okay? But this is also near nothing. It's not downtown near the courthouse. It's not, it's not near anything else. So this hub that they're going to build is crazy. So you're going to see more and more office buildings get leveled. That's going to happen in your community, and you're going to see this. They only have one major tenant in there that they have to relocate, and it's a national tax company that advertises, and we've all heard of. But very interesting that they're going to do that. So just the sign of the times, guys. This is just where it's at. Jesse, who mails me all these different stories via the newspaper, sent me something urgent. And I was like, well, what's this? Because I've been talking about how people have been stealing mail and how it's been making problems for mail carriers. Well, they're having this again in Seattle right now, guys. People are getting their mail stolen in Seattle right now to where they're not delivering the mail. Well, when do you guys sit there and say, no, well, I'm not going to tolerate this? I want my ads. I want my, AARP, offer sent to me. I want my mail. And to not get that or have to, hey, come down there and pick it up, that's awful. Think about this. When the Prius had the catalytic converter stolen, hey, can you drive down to the police station to do the police report? Now, they would have come out to the house, okay? They would have done that, but they didn't want to because there's so much, vehicle crime right now and in that good city. So where do you draw the line? But routes getting canceled, people not being able to get their mail, again, there are old people that get their Social Security checks in the mail, and they're not getting their mail. So thank you, Jesse, for sending me that story, because Philadelphia, Seattle, parts of Los Angeles, other parts of the country are experiencing this, guys, right now at a record pace. And it's too much. Now, there's another great story about, postal carriers. This just got announced this week, so it's not an old story. In January, postal workers were said, hey, to log into your payment portal for your auto payment, you need to, log in here and make sure you update your information. All these postal workers did that, and what somebody did was they spoofed the postal workers' site and made a duplicate site that was very similar but had a different URL. So instead of somebody calling HR and talking to their boss and saying, hey, why are we updating our information? All these people didn't. Thousands of people didn't get their paychecks. These thieves got the money diverted to their account. So people are like, well, wait a second, you told us to send it over here, so they're not paying these people. And of course, it was right around the first of the year, so people needed the money. People need money all the time. But isn't that awful? Isn't that terrible? But the scams are getting better and better and better and better. And when I mentioned the Netflix scam, I got all these people that are doing, T-Mobile. I had to, hey, click here, Dan, to change your account. And these people don't have T-Mobile. Click here to change your Spectrum account, and they don't have Spectrum. And people fall for this. People are like, well, I don't have this. Or, hey, did you just approve a charge with your Bank of America card for $1,874? Oh my gosh, I didn't do that. And it's fake, and people start clicking on it instead of calling the bank right away to see what is going on. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far, guys. And don't you feel better? I do. Seems like we had a rash of real estate stories today, and a couple of them that are great, uh, are from San Francisco. The first one is Uber. Uber is getting rid of their entire office building in San Francisco. Not a floor, not 2 floors, the entire office building. They want to rent it out to somebody else because they say it's an S-hole. That's what Uber is saying. Uber is saying that San Francisco has become dangerous and become awful. Okay? So, wow, think about this, guys. An entire entire building is going to be offloaded from Uber. Okay? Can't sell it. No one's going to buy it in that S-hole. But isn't that crazy, guys? Now, a story that we've heard a lot about is Elon Musk. How, hey, things are so bad at Twitter, he didn't pay the rent over there. No, 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 no. Elon Musk is a genius, an absolute genius. He told one of the employees that they would have to kill him to pay rent because he was not going to pay rent. And the only way to renegotiate the rent on the Uber building, and again, use the word S-hole to describe a city. Isn't that great? Should be on their a t-shirt for them. San Francisco, come because it's an S-hole. Okay? Elon Musk said the only way to renegotiate the rent is if we stop paying and we default, and it brings them to the table. Now they could file, lawsuit and sue them. Think about this. The math was done. Elon Musk, by not paying rent and having it go to litigation, has saved himself an absolute fortune during this time. And guess what? Now they have to renegotiate. What are they going to do? Foreclose on him? No. Evict him? No. No, 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 no. They're going to lower the rent to him. And guess what? He didn't spend the money on rent. And again, these rich people that do things like this, and a guy like this, the strategic move that he did on that is absolutely amazing. Unbelievable. Absolutely brilliant. But you're going to see more and more cities do this. More and more people in different cities like this do this. What's going to happen with San Francisco? Seriously, how does that city recover? How does New York City recover? The fact that people are kicking out, wedding parties for the migrants to come live there, that's horrible. That's awful. completely upside down, backwards land. And nobody wants to admit that right now. But crime is completely upside down in these cities, and they've let the cities just turn to chaos. So, Uber wants to get out of there. I think that Twitter is going to move to Texas myself. That's what I think is going to happen next, but just a matter of time. But what's going to happen with all these vacant buildings? Santa Ana, California, vacant office building. Twitter, San Francisco, Uber. What are you going to do? What's going to happen with all this construction that is, unfinished, incomplete, and they hope that they're going to get tenants in there? Why would you go and rent an office? If you're not paying nothing for your rent right now, if you're not renegotiating your rent right now, you're a fool right now. Because commercial space is completely, there's so much of it, and it doesn't matter where you're at. And again, a friend of mine was telling me how they were looking at office space, and the agent did hey, you better move on this because somebody else is going to move on it for you. Okay, you've been telling me that for a month now. Have them move on it. Don't call me again. So, share your thoughts on this stuff so far, guys. Do not forget to sign up for Christmas in May, christmasinmay.com. Guys, thousands of dollars worth of stuff. People are donating more and more things. We're going to be updating the Christmas in May website this week, so you're going to be able to see what more and more people have donated. So sign up today. It's free, christmasinmay.com. My way of thanking you guys for being here and giving back to you guys. So, British Telecommunications, great company. They're doing fantastic. They're going to lay off 50,000 people between now and 2030, and most likely 40,000 of them in the next year or so. They're anticipating that about 30,000 of those jobs are going to be lost to artificial intelligence. You're going to call companies and say, hi, I'm Sharon. What can I do for you today, Dan? Hey, listen, I need to talk to you about X, Y, and Z with my, my phone system. Oh, okay. Well, what's the problem? And you're going to be talking to an AI computer. Mark my words. People are using AI to spoof other people right now, and it is awful. You can have somebody spoof me and act like they're me and talk and do things like that. Right now, something that's happening a lot with different celebrities is Tucker Carlson is calling people and saying, hey, I want to talk to you guys about working with you guys. And it's not Tucker Carlson. And these people are doing this as if it's Tucker. Like, oh my gosh, he wants to talk to us. We're NBC, he wants to talk to us. Is that hilarious or what? That's the funny part of this whole thing, is that people act like they're going to get the golden goose right now. And I don't care if you hate Tucker or not. That guy's going to they're going to invent a new currency for that guy, because they're going to pay him so much. It's going to be Shohei Ohtani money. And if you don't know who he is, he's the pitcher that is doing a Babe Ruth right now for the Angels. And there's no way we're going to be able to keep that guy for the Angels, because he's going to get probably $500 to $600 million. And it's just a matter of time until somebody pays him that. So share your thoughts on all this stuff so far, guys. Last night I went out and I went to Whole Foods, and I'm like, I'm going to get some fruit, get some vegetables, hit the smoker, and just buy some stuff. You guys have to see this, okay? Things have gotten so expensive. Remember, inflation is subsiding, okay? It's going away. Take a look at this. See this thing of watermelon? Isn't it nice? Guess how much? Isn't that insane? Oh my gosh. I love Whole Foods, but man, look at this one. This little one. That is insane. Oh, how about some cantaloupe, guys? Oh my gosh. Or melon, pardon me. Honeydew. That is outrageous. Isn't that outrageous? I love Whole Foods. I really do. but that is so outrageous. The watermelon, to give you an idea, guys, a few months ago, that was $8 for one of those, and it's just over double right now. So absolutely crazy. These final two stories to finish this video. Manhattan rents have gone up, all-time highs, guys. You know, so bravo to you in Manhattan. You guys are, you know, getting more money than ever before. Isn't that crazy, guys? You know, from one extreme to another when it comes to real estate right now. It's absolutely nuts. Final story is Target. Target announced this week that it lost $500 million to organized theft. $500 million. Not the onesies, twosies, but organized theft rings that steal, you know, large quantities of merchandise. $500 million, guys. How do you survive that? How do you survive that? You know, so just a matter of time until they're done, guys. So hope you guys like mom yoga. Hope you guys like kind of a cool morning out here. And it's been 3 weeks, guys, since we've been out here. I just feel better being here, don't you? Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please take a look at my Patriot Supply. Get some emergency food, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to sign up for Christmas in May. And if you want to email me, the email address is hello@iAllegedly. I appreciate each and every one of you. And that's the whole idea with Christmas in May. So have a great day. Have a good week. And I will see you guys very soon.